All right. All right. All right. And we're back. We shall allow this time to repopulate our numbers. Hey, beginner guitar lessons. Who knows, man? Was it Halloween? Was it YouTube? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But we shall soldier on, man. Okay. I got plenty to keep us busy. We don't need that. We do need this. We don't need those anymore. I like having this and this. Look at all those. Look at that. All right, we're getting there. The numbers are getting back. We don't need that, but we do need this. Ooh, we don't need that, but we do need this. We're going to talk about Mary Jane. We're going to talk about Sharpies. Scott, thank you for being here. Beginning Guitar Lessons, thank you for being here. We'll give folks a minute. Look at this, Randy, we're back. Yeah, I apologize. I just wish I had more information for you guys. I got great internet service until it's not great, you know. But thank you for being here. So in a minute, we're going to get into Mary Jane here, and in a minute, no lack of stuff. Oh, the segment that I like to call "Who's in Town." The segment I like to call some of the coolest musicians on YouTube. Should I sell out? A bunch of things to talk about, you know. Sunspots, sure. Why not? Maybe so. Okay, so let's get back into it. Before I forget, remember last week, there were a few very generous super chats that came in. And I said, oh, Sharpie money. And my Sharpies were all dying. And I was like, you guys, I'm going to, you send me a few bucks. I'm going to get some more Sharpies. Well, I did. And, so I want you to know that the Sharpie money went to a good cause. $1.25 each, $2.50. Now you might say, well, wait a minute. The super chats are a little bit more than that. What happened to the rest of the money? Hold on. I want to use your money wisely. So when you send money into Songbike, we take that seriously. So $1. I found some Sharpies for $1.25. They're at the dollar store, but now that the dollar store, it's $1.25. And these are great. Well, you might say, well, if they're so great, why'd you buy only two? Because I wasn't sure they were great. So I bought two of them just in case. Again, my dad was a CPA. I'm trying to spend your money wisely. So I got two Sharpies for $2.50. They have proven themselves so far to be pretty great. They're, how I wrote most of what you're seeing tonight. So I will continue to invest your super chat money wisely. And at the moment, anyways, these Sharpies made by the Jot company, J-O-T, they're working great. Okay, so I just want to keep you in the loop in Sharpie land. Hey, before I forget, who's in town? Well, right across the street, probably starting up in about an hour or so, Ottmar Liebert. Does that name ring any bells? Whoa, very talented gentleman. I'm going to put his name in the chat, and in the description of the video, I will put a link to one of his cool videos. So Ottmar Liebert, he has been around for quite a while. Nouveau Flamenco was an album that he made a while ago, many years ago, that caught my attention. And here he is now, decades later, out there doing his thing. Ottmar Liebert is playing across the street tonight, across the street from my music studio. Yes. Okay. So Ottmar Liebert, some of you may be well aware of him. A nylon string, sort of flamenco, sort of Spanish sounding. The videos I've seen of him, he always has a great band with some percussionists, bass player, like electric bass. Very cool. So that's who's in town right across the street tonight, Ottmar Liebert. And like I said, I will put a link to one of his videos in the description of tonight's video. Okay. Okay. We will talk about Mary Jane's Last Dance in a minute. Before I forget, though, some of the coolest musicians that I found recently on YouTube include guitar player, songwriter named Charlie Parr, Parr. Get your tissues handy. I'm going to put a link to one of his many songs in the description of this video. The song has to do with when a loved one is, saying goodbye. They've lived hopefully a long life, and maybe they're not remembering things so well. And the song has to do with remembering and forgetting. It's a get the tissues handy, man. It's a very cool song. And Charlie Parr has been around for a long time. Came to my attention recently, and just seems like a talented, awesome guy, Charlie Parr. So I'm going to put a link to that song in the description of this video. Also on my radar this week, Justin Golden. Justin Golden plays guitar, but also plays the banjo. And I found a cool video of Justin Golden playing a fretless gourd banjo and singing. Very cool. But I encourage you to check out a lot of stuff by Justin Golden. I chose that video that I'm choosing because it's cool to see someone playing a fretless gourd banjo. Just a very old school kind of sound, for lack of a better term. Now, these names, I know I'm going to mispronounce these names, but a pair of Irish performers, Nuala Kennedy, Nuala. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce that. Kennedy, I'm pretty confident about. And Eamon O'Leary, Eamon O'Leary, a pair of performers playing together. A very cool sound, a cool song, and a cool video. The video is of them performing on the Greek island of Hydra in an old factory, but with a view of the Mediterranean. Oh my God! I mean, the music is great, the performing is great, but when you see the what they're looking at as they're recording and performing, it's a beautiful scene. And they've been around for a while. Again, they came to my attention recently. This song, I think they do a lot of traditional Irish music, but just beautiful stuff. Nuala Kennedy and Eamon O'Leary. And last but not least, one of my favorites, Joachim Cooter, has a new album due out in October. The album is called Dreamers Motel, and the song Dreamers Motel just came out as a single. Very cool. I'm going to put a link to Joachim Cooter's video for that song in the description of this video. Son of Ry Cooter, and he just seems like a wonderfully creative, musical, interesting guy. And I'm excited to hear what the rest of the album sounds like. Dreamers Motel by Joachim Cooter. So those are 4 of the coolest musicians on YouTube this week. We have a student quote of the week. In fact, Bill, I don't know if you're still here, Bill, but the student quote of the week, I believe, came from Bill. We're talking about looking at the music, looking at your left hand, looking at your right hand. And Bill just said, there's too many places to look. Yep. I thought, ooh, that sums it up right there. Where do you look? Where do you look, right? Are you going to memorize page after page after page of music? Is that why you picked up the guitar, to memorize pages of music? I mean, good for you. If you can do that, that's great. As soon as you look at one hand, the other hand messes up, right? You can't win. There's too many places to look. And so, Bill, that's the quote of the week. There's too many places to look. I get it. That's what we signed up for. It gets better. It gets better. In general, you begin to trust your dominant hand. And so that's the first thing you let go of, staring at your right hand, for those of us who are right-handed. You learn a bunch of things that are easy to memorize, short little riffs that gets that part of your brain accustomed to memorizing guitar music. So then you don't have to look at the page all the time or the screen. In general, you play better when you can look at your left hand. In general, that'd be great if we could just look at our left hand the whole time. It's not always that easy, Should I sell out? Here are this week's offers. If some of these sound familiar, it's because I've got these before. In no particular order, the products that are pitched to me recently to sell to you include a stone necklace, quote, practical bags, specifically is this certain backpack, energy drinks, women's vitamins, and drum roll, please. You ready for this one? Would you buy from me American Girls outfits for your dolls? So those are the current offers this week. And now these are items that are offered to me to sell to you. And at the moment, I am choosing not to sell out and get involved with those. Okay, let's talk about Mary Jane. Hey, don't forget about getting any questions in. I see we got a couple dozen people here in the chat. If you put a question in earlier and I didn't get to it, go ahead and put it in again. Just put some question marks in advance. Hey, Randy, thank you for your super chat. The Sharpie Fund. Hey, $10. $10 can buy 8 Sharpies. I'm just saying that's 8 Sharpies right there, man. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to the dollar store. I'm going to clear them out because I think, as long as I keep them packaged up, I think they'll last a long time. So there you go. Randy, thank you. And what doesn't go to Sharpies can go to toner for my printer, ink for my printer, and hey, more paper. That's all I need. That's all I need. Remember that movie, The Jerk, Steve Martin? That's all I need. Okay. Hey, Debbie. Debbie's fashionably late. Debbie, you're right on time. You're right on time for Tom Petty. Okay, so what's the big deal with Mary Jane's Last Dance as an exercise? Okay. Is this exactly what Tom Petty is playing? No, it's not exactly, but this is a stepping stone to what is happening on Mary Jane's Last Dance. And it's a good picking challenge for those of you who haven't done something like this before. I'm going to stop talking so much and play for a second. Okay. If you didn't know, now I'm going to get dinged for Mary Jane's Last Dance. Well, hey, you know what? At least, I don't know. There's a lot I don't know. Mary Jane's Last Dance by Tom Petty. There you go, But if music fan, but if I get dinged, at least I'll get dinged for this song and maybe not the other one. So that just maybe proves the point that if you don't say the name of the song, you don't get dinged for that one. I've never got double dinged. I've never got demonetized twice. That'd be fun. Let the lawyers fight it out. Who wants more of the $1.50 that I'm generating here? Just kidding. So what's going on here? And why is this significant? At the heart of that cool intro and the rhythm guitar part, this is what's going on. Regular old chords, A minor, G, and D, right? But being very selective about which strings you hit and potentially even some palm muting with your picking hand. So I'm going to stay in that first A minor for a second. So I'm doing all downstrokes. I'm palm muting my first 2 strokes. And I want to be very specific about what I mean by that, because palm muting, I know a lot of people really struggle with it. So there's different ways to mute the strings with the palm of your picking hand. I want to show you exactly what I'm doing here. In slow motion, I did just what the tab says. I plucked the 4th and 5th strings of an A minor chord. And as soon as I finished each strum, my right hand almost like a magnet. It went back against the strings to catch the sound. Okay, that's incredibly slow motion, right? The song is more like, but I want you to see that there's no big mystery. I know you might say, oh, could I get a better camera angle of that? Sure. How about this? Is that a little bit better? But there's no big mystery. I strum the 4th and 5th strings essentially simultaneously. And then my palm just rested against the strings. But I do it fast. Tom did it fast. Mr. Petty. Okay, you pluck it the way you normally would pluck it. Don't change anything. And just grab the sound, deaden the sound with the squishy part, any part, but somewhere in there, the side of your palm. Okay, once you've done that, the next 2 downstrokes, you're gonna let those ring. I mean, no trick to that either. This is one of those moments where you want to watch your right hand. My left hand is doing nothing. It's an A minor. I'm not even going to watch that. If you find this slightly challenging, good. That's why we're doing it. You're going to use either this exact picking pattern or something really similar to this a lot. This works with a lot of songs. Sounds great on electric guitar, sounds great on acoustic guitar, but electric guitar, you want to stay in control. You don't want the guitar to play you. So one way you stay in control is picking only certain strings and being on the lookout for times when you want to or need to, keep the guitar from ringing so much, right? Don't forget, literally, I'm plugged into an amplifier. It's amplifying every sound, including unintentional sounds and so on, right? Okay, G, just so happens I'm hitting only the 6th string on the G, 6th string, 6th string. D, and then back to the A minor again. Some of you might say, hey, Jonathan, I noticed that during the A minor chord, you're not even strumming the 2 skinny strings. So why do I even have to hold them down? My advice is do it. You know why? Because if you hit them unintentionally, at least it's a part of a chord sound. It's part of the A minor chord is what I'm saying. But I'm challenging you to be extremely focused as to which strings you do hit. But I do advise you to hold down an entire A minor, an entire G, the entire D. Go ahead and hold it down, even if there's a little voice in your head that says, but I don't have to, So okay, all you bots out there, I am attempting to profit from the creation, the artistic work of Tom Petty. In reality, I just want to teach people how to play the guitar. But go ahead, demonetize me if that's what you have to do. I don't know. Anyways, learn this in the context of this great song, but then start applying it anywhere. And if you can't find another opportunity to use this, write your own song that uses this strumming. I'm going to do it on an E major chord. Right? Write your own song. Last thing I'm going to say, if you were to say, well, wait, is this or is this not exactly how the song goes? It is not exactly how the song goes. There's some little subtle stuff. Right? I'm happy to get into that, but this is at the heart of that. So consider this as a stepping stone. Some of you might find this really easy. Some of you maybe not so much. Okay. But for those of you who have never done this type of strumming before, this is how you get to the authentic thing, right? Steps. Yeah. So the original, the actual recording has some little sneaky up picks in there. I think there's a little occasional hammer on in there, like maybe on the A minor. There's a few, for sure. There's some subtle stuff. Remember, we're treating this as an exercise, right? This makes you a better guitar player, being able to do this. And it sets you up for strumming a lot of future songs. And the exact note for note Tom Petty rhythm guitar part is beyond the scope of this moment of this video. Okay, A to Z Me says, music labels have become digital collection agencies. Yeah, maybe. Maybe so. Maybe so. Who knows, man? I don't know. I just want to break even. That's what I want. I want to break even. And I want you guys to have some fun, because I have fun when you're having fun. Someone asked me, I think it was Bill Collier, said a while ago, said, what kind of stuff do I like to teach? And I'm still thinking about that. This is a great question, perfectly reasonable question. I really like to teach stuff that makes my student happy and makes them want to go home and practice the guitar and come back next week for more. That I really like that. And I don't like the opposite. I don't like teaching something if I'm not getting any feedback back from the student. Like a chef, man. A chef, you want people to eat your food. It doesn't matter what you think exactly. I mean, you want to. Yeah, it's a balance though, right? It's a balance. I mean, there's certainly things that I really enjoy teaching, and I hope to find students, I hope that any given student will like, oh, well, like Season of the Witch, that's fun. It's not going to work for all my students, but I look forward to finding students that it will work for, especially here in the month of October. I said the name of the song. Well, I already sang it a million times, so who knows, man? Who knows? Okay, so my friends, we're getting towards the end of today's show, live stream 67. The poll results, just so you know, before we were so rudely interrupted, the poll results for those of you who voted, here is where we left off. Okay, the poll question of tonight was, have you ever taken guitar lessons? 44% said, yes, I have in-person lessons with a teacher, the old-fashioned way. 8% say yes with a teacher online. 10% said, nope, no lessons. I just kind of learned from friends and family. And 38% said no lessons, but I learned from videos and tab sites. And in a way, we all do that, right? Including me. But I kind of want to break it down because those of you, I kind of want to see, who puts themselves in what category. Very interesting. So thank you for voting. And if you didn't vote, don't worry. There'll be more chances to vote, more polls. We do it pretty much every week, Okay, my friends. So I'm checking off a bunch of the things that were on my agenda. It's not too late for you to get your own questions in. Put a few question marks in advance. Hey, my music shop just turned 18 years old. Technically, it was back in September. My wife and I opened a music shop here in Connecticut in 2006. We signed a lease in July just to grab the space and do a build out and painting and all that kind of stuff. And then Labor Day, the day after Labor Day, September 5th, 2006, we opened up our music shop. Sweetie, couldn't have done it without you. Wouldn't have wanted to do it without you. My wife was, as I say, she was the looks and the brains of the operation. And I was the guy teaching in the back. It was a lot of fun. At our peak, man, we had a dozen teachers. Just the place was hopping, humming. Good times. And we've adapted over the years. We used to do more retail. Then we toned that down because, you just end up competing with Amazon and stuff. We've still had a handful of teachers, but then the pandemic came in, everything went online. But you adapt and you survive. Anyways, 18 years. I've been teaching for 32 years, but 18 years of a brick and mortar business. Oh, what stories we could tell. Very interesting. Okay, you guys. Yeah. Follow me for more financial advice. we got to a lot of the things I wanted to get to. So I'm going to scroll up to see if I missed any questions. I see we got a few dozen of you who are still hanging out with me. By the way, for those of you who made the jump from an hour ago to this live stream, thank you for making the jump over here. I can't explain why our live stream got interrupted, but I keep paying my internet bill for the best possible internet that I have around. J. Paul says, "Do you ship to Ireland?" I'm sorry, we don't. We don't sell guitars. We have in the past, but right now, mostly it's the lessons that we do. So yeah, good luck. I'd send you a guitar if I could. Yeah, you guys are talking about a few people who passed away this week. Pete Rose, baseball player, American baseball legend. Pete Rose, Chris Christopherson passed away. Yeah. Thinking about any and all of you who are still being affected or were affected by the Hurricane Helene that came through the Southeast, the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, I believe. If you or anyone you know were affected by that or are still being affected by that, my thoughts are with you. That's a tough thing to deal with. So hope everyone is well as it can be. All right, you guys. I think we did what we set out to do. I know I did. All right. So let's call it. Keep your eyes open. My chord melody songbook is coming your way probably the end of next week. How will you know when it's available? Follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Head over to Instagram or Facebook. Just do a search for the term Songbike, all one word. Follow me, and that is for sure how I will be letting everyone know right away as soon as the time is right, as soon as you can buy the book known as the Chord Melody Songbook Volume 1. It is an ebook that will come to you in your email inbox immediately. And there's a video to go with every song in the songbook. That video will go up on YouTube. It will be free for anybody to watch. And the book is not free. I haven't figured out what the price is going to be, but worth every penny. It'll be worth every darn penny. Okay, you guys. So have a great week. I will see you guys next Saturday. Same everything, but a bunch of new stuff. So say a few good nights. Debbie says, thank you to your moderators and you. Debbie, thank you for thanking the moderators. A music fan and beginner guitar lessons are our moderators. I was going to say a few good nights. Debbie, good night. Christian, Randy, A to Z, me, J. Paul, Caddis, Randy, if you're still here, Scott, if you're still here. Thank you, everybody, for being around and being here. I will see you next Saturday, same time. Be well. Take care of yourselves. And have a great week. Hope you got a chance to play the guitar. All right, everybody. See you next time.